He had everything and walked away. A bag of silver, a heart full of pride. But no one warned him what it really costs to lose yourself. What happens when freedom becomes a prison? And how far will a father go to welcome back a child who shattered his heart? This isn't just an ancient tale, it's a mirror. Watch closely, you might see yourself. The sun was rising over the sloping highlands, casting golden light across acres of vineyards and stone-built homes. In the heart of this peaceful land stood a magnificent house with gates wide open, harvest carts rolling in, and servants humming with the rhythm of morning work. Inside, the air was still. A certain man had 2 sons. One day, the youngest son stood before his father, fists clenched around a bold, dangerous request. "Give me my share of the inheritance now." Their father, a man of wisdom and wealth, looked into his son's eyes, not with anger, but sorrow. And then he gave it. He divided his property. With a pouch heavy with silver, the young man packed his bags and said goodbye to everyone. No one tried to stop the younger son as he walked down the long path, past the olive groves, past the people who once raised him. He didn't look back. His heart raced with the thrill of escape, but behind him, a father stood still, with a broken heart and open hands. He vanished into a distant land chasing freedom, blind to the fall ahead. At first, life was a feast, laughter, wine, and waste. He spent lavishly, surrounded by false friends who praised him by day and abandoned him by night. The gold slipped through his fingers like water. Until one morning, he woke to find himself utterly alone. A famine gripped the land. Desperate and starving, he found work feeding pigs. This was the lowest, most shameful job for a son of Israel. He was so hungry, even the pigs' food looked like a feast. And it was there in the stench that a simple thought sparked in his mind. He fell to his knees in the mud, tears carving rivers through the dirt on his face. How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and say to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me as one of your hired servants." He rose, broken but determined, and began the long journey home. Long before the younger son reached the village, his father was watching. Day after day, he had scanned the horizon with aching eyes, refusing to give up hope, longing for his son's return. And on this day, he saw a figure, frail and limping, coming over the hill. Without hesitation, his father ran. An old man, robes flying behind him, sandals pounding the dust. He ran with all the strength love could muster. The younger son collapsed into his father's arms, choking out the words he had rehearsed. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But his father silenced him with kisses, tears streaming down both their faces. "Bring the best robe, put a ring on his finger, sandals on his feet. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found." The house was filled with music and dancing, but not everyone rejoiced. Now, the older son was out in the fields working hard as always. When he came near the house, he stood outside, his heart bitter and proud. He heard the music, and he was confused. He learned what had happened and became angry. He refused to go in. His father came out and pleaded with him, but the older son grumbled. "Look, all these years I've been serving you and never disobeyed your orders." The father, with gentle wisdom, said to him, "My son, you are always with me, and all that I have is yours. But it is right that we celebrate. For your brother was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. Love, true love, welcomes the broken without conditions, without pride. So, what can we take from this story in our own lives? The story of the prodigal son reminds us that we all make mistakes, sometimes in big ways, and sometimes in small ones. But it takes courage to admit when we're wrong and humility to make things right. It also shows the incredible power of forgiveness. Like the father in the story, we can choose to welcome others with open hearts, no matter what. It's never too late to come back, say sorry, or start again. Let's live with love, forgiveness, and grace. If this story stirred something deep in you, share it with someone who needs that same reminder today. And if you want more stories that stir the soul, hit subscribe. We've got more coming.